Good afternoon. I was about to say good morning because we were here in the morning.
But it took us hours.
It's been 3 hours since we were supposed to start. So good afternoon, Baka family. We are here to discuss who we think in other animes what is considered the best teachers and who we consider to be bad teachers or the worst teachers. Yeah, and then this is not specific to teachers. So like you might not hear Koro Sensei, Aizawa. You might not hear because we don't know what each other put down. But yes, this is our take on who would be our best and worst teachers.
You want to start it off?
I will start it off, and I think that you might have this.
Okay.
Aaron.
I don't.
Oh, really? Okay. When we were talking,
I was so convinced that we would have the same things, and I knew we wouldn't.
I didn't think
there's so many people that we could choose.
I didn't think that we were gonna have all the same people, but for some reason, I was like, Nia could put this on there. And then when you said something very specific, and she said, "Oh, this person could be on my good and bad list, or is on my good and bad list," and I was like, okay, it could be like 2 different people, and I thought that it might be Eren Yeager. Damn it! I was low-key so convinced.
I knew she was. I was like...
Okay. So I say Eren Yeager because I think he's got the grit to be the best teacher. Like, he has, like...
started a whole cult.
Yeah, he started a whole cult. Like, I think that he's very...
Unintentionally.
Yes. Very persuasive. He's one of those people where, like, he's like, oh, I would hate to be a teacher. But, like, everybody around him is like, you would be the best teacher. Yeah. Now... let's take away the whole fact of the people who don't like the fact that he's committing genocide. Let's take that all apart. I would pay attention. For the day. I would pay attention to class every day. Trust me. I would pay. I would be in class time? Every day. Yeah. It could be a freaking 6 a.m. class. I'm there. It could be a 7 or 8 o'clock at night class. I'm there.
It could be a 3-hour class.
I'm there all 3 hours. Yeah. And staying after for practice. For help.
For a study session.
What kind of teacher do you think that he'd be? We didn't discuss
like
this.
Like a philosophy teacher.
Okay. Because I thought when I said practice, I was like, why did I say practice? Like he's a band teacher.
I could totally see him doing philosophy because he's always talking about like, you know, the state of the world.
Sociology, psychology.
Right. How they're all cattle and whatnot.
Yes,
like
yes.
He's definitely
anthropology.
He's definitely like
that kind of teacher.
Deep talks. What do you think about the state of society?
Yeah. Such a radical person.
Yep.
He's one of those.
I've had a professor like him.
He's definitely he would definitely be one of those teachers where like the other teachers and like the principal are sitting there watching out for him because they know that he may say some shit. Like you know how they have curriculum and they have to all get together and stuff like that. They're like, all right, Aaron, what do you have on your stuff? Let's all make sure that it's okay for the children to learn.
One of those like you do end of the year evaluations. He's one of those professors where half of the students think he's a psychopath.
But like he did a good job.
Right,
like,
and half of them thinks he's a genius. Like he's one of those.
They're like, overall he's a great teacher, but what the fuck? Why did you hire him?
What did I even learn?
Like I learned that mass genocide is okay if I'm gonna save my family and friends. But like why is that so smart? And then it's like all the teachers hate him because of that. Yep. Everybody wants to be in his class. His class is literally filled immediately because of that. And then, like, I'm, like, the older sibling. I'm like, bro, you need to fucking take Aaron in Mr. Yeager's class. Like,
all the controversial topics is what Aaron's talking about.
Yes, and, like, you're going to love it. They're, like, in 3rd grade. They're like, I'm not going to be in high school or college for years. Don't care. He's going to be there.
He'll still be there. I know it.
Yeah. So what would be your other one?
My first one was Askeladd from Vinland Saga.
Yo, I didn't even think about Askeladd. I have a lot of things that I feel about Askeladd. Just in general. When we talk about it. Just in general.
Obviously, Askeladd didn't teach him anything.
But at the same time,
Thorfinn is more Askeladd than he is his own fucking father.
Well, of course.
And he was his whole goal was to kill Askeladd, right? Everything he knows is from him. Everything he knows is from him. And Askeladd barely did anything. So
he knows how to fight because of Askeladd.
He knows how to survive because of him. Like literally everything he knows is because of Askeladd. And even like in the future, like Askeladd's dead and he's grown up. He's still like in his mind. Everything he does, he's like Askeladd like is in his mind, and He can't escape him.
I will say, I stopped watching season 2. So I thought you were going to bring up something that, like...
No, I wasn't going to spoil anything.
Okay,
but, like,
I'm going to finish it, but I'm a little disappointed. But anyway.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't finished it. I haven't finished it, so there could be some shit afterwards, okay? But, like, as of right now, what I've stopped at, I'm like, fuck this.
But Askeladd was so wise, and not even just for Thorfinn, like...
I hated Askeladd the first season I met him. After that, or the first episode that I met him. After that, I loved him.
He was like my favorite character.
Yes.
Like, and not only
his strategies.
He's a genius.
Yes.
And not even just like what he did with Thorfinn, but also even Canute. Like, he changed Canute completely. And not because he was a great teacher or a great mentor, but because, like you said, his strategies, like the way he thinks. He had another goal in mind. Right. And like he knows how to achieve something without being like, oh, I'm going to mentor you and do this. It's like he basically manipulated them into being, you know, exactly the vision that he had for them.
But it was in the good sense of just the world overall. Like, even though his goal was to, you know, do something very specific for his own gain, he's like, but I'm still going to do this because it's honestly going to help everybody else around.
Right, because Canute was going to be the king.
Right.
And even though he wasn't even...
Well, no, he wasn't actually...
Right, I was going to say, he wasn't even an heir to the throne, and Askeladd was like, you know what?
He was, though. Because
but he's a second-born, though, so not really.
He technically is an heir.
Right, but
he
his
just wasn't first.
Would have to die.
He was not first heir, but he was
he set it up to where he was able to literally just, you know, and so he was a genius in the way that he was able to see ahead, you know, plot. He knew, like, the outcome that he wanted for them, and he manipulated it that way perfectly without them even fucking realizing it.
So what kind of teacher?
I don't even know.
I think that he would be a really good, like, he'd be one of those teachers that's also a coach.
He'd be a good coach.
He'd be a really good coach, but I don't know exactly what class he would be teaching.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a class, but if he was like a football, like a football coach or something like that.
Championships
year. Like
every
year they're getting it. Like, period.
So, okay. So I technically have like 4 best and bad teachers. I'm just choosing at the very end who I want to talk about. So my next one for best teachers is Kishibe from Chainsaw Man, the dude that is training Power and then Denji.
In Denji? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I thought about him too.
Oh, you did? I love him as a teacher because it's like, he's one of those hands-on teachers. And that's the kind of teacher I need. Now, don't try to kill me because I will die the first time you stab me. But like, he's like one of those, he low-key, if it wasn't for his personality, he would be like an environmental teacher. Like, let's go out in the world. Right. And like a good like elementary school teacher, like if it wasn't for his demeanor, like going out, like, let's find different colored leaves and make artwork and stuff like that because he's so hands-on type shit.
Right.
But
yeah, he's definitely a good teacher too.
He'd be a great teacher.
I mean, you know, he's killing his students.
Right, but it's making them stronger.
Yeah, luckily they, you know, don't actually die.
So he'd be another sports kind of teacher if it was high school or college or anything like that.
For sure.
But I love him.
Yeah, I love him too. We haven't seen that much of him yet, but I love him too.
Yes.
So what I've seen so far has been perfect. My next person is, and ironically, I know you would have thought that I was going to say that Askeladd was going to be on both my lists.
I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, no. Well, now I guess I kind of get it, but...
No, but he wasn't the one that was on both of my lists. The one who was on both of my lists was Guy Sensei from Naruto. And the reason why he's a good teacher is because, I mean, him and Lee, that's a perfect teacher right there. That's the perfect mentor for Lee. The reason why he's a bad teacher is he got 2 other people on his fucking team who he pays 0 attention to.
As soon as you said perfect, you were like... Him and Lee, I was like, yeah, he's one of those teachers that plays favorites and don't give a fuck about nobody else.
Literally. And he's willing to die for Lee. Mm-hmm. Lee was literally a nobody.
I don't even think he knows Tenten's name.
Not her last name. You know what I mean? But like...
Tenten, come here! Sir, my name's Tenten.
What did you say?
Tenten.
But yeah, like, obviously, like, the way he motivates Lee is, like, perfect. Like, you would think that's a great, you know... Even Naruto was jealous of them.
Yeah.
But then you got Neji and Tenten. You know, Neji, he don't really need it.
He don't really need it, yeah.
Tenten, though? I mean, what can God do for Tenten?
I mean, Tenten needs a teacher. It's just not going to be
He could have taught her taijutsu. She can do nothing but throw her little fucking.
I was gonna say, I think taijutsu with her little weapons would have been fire.
Would have been fire, and then she would have been a female taijutsu. So she wants to be a great kunoichi like Tsunade, and he's done nothing to help her get to that goal.
Literally, probably the first. Like he'd probably be the first group that has 85% of his group being taijutsu.
Literally, and you already got Neji is like the best. Mm-hmm. Lee is also the best.
Doing over there Lotus, the 9.
Right, like, if it wasn't for the fact, Neji has Byakugan, which is what makes him the best, but if it wasn't for his Byakugan, Lee would be the best. Mm. You could have had 10-10 learn taijutsu, too. She could have also been a fucking leaf hurricane.
They could have done Fang over Fang with both of them. But whatever the other name would be, it would basically be Fang over Fang, where Lee and Tenten are over there spinning around together. Freaking, they would have killed Fang over Fang if they
would have been unstoppable. Mm-hmm. So that's why he's on the bad list, because he treated Tenten like she was a stepchild, an orphan.
You know what? I was gonna say something very terrible, but I'm not gonna say it.
Say it.
I was gonna say like the one child rule in China. Yeah. Or like when somebody had like a daughter, they'd be like, no, we don't want it. Send the baby off.
Leave it in the
That's 10. Yeah, that's 10-10.
Literally.
The little boxes where they put the babies in other countries. Yeah, that's where 10-10 would have been.
They treat her worse than Sakura, and she could have actually been useful if you taught her something.
Yes.
But she don't know nothing.
She don't know nothing, but had to hold weapons.
That's it, with her scrolls.
Okay, so I'm going to say both of them, because one of them is still a good person. I really did want to say a bad person. I don't really have like a huge reason, but I'm going to say Tenjin and Itachi.
Okay.
Itachi obviously being like my bad person, because I wanted to put a bad person on here.
Itachi is not a good teacher. He fucked Sasuke up. He didn't even have to do all that.
In that way,
he did not even have to do all that.
I'm talking about outside of their worlds and to me. Okay?
I love Itachi to death.
I love Itachi. I think that he would be a good teacher, minus the
trauma?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He has grit. He has determination and understanding that I will sacrifice, my time to teach you about this subject.
My time and your family's lives.
I'm taking them out of the freaking world that they're in. I just made the freaking dude from Chainsaw Man an environmental science teacher.
I know.
For a 3rd grade class.
What did the guy teach?
Oh. I don't know. What do you think he's
gotta be like a PE teacher or something. I see him.
But that's not. I wouldn't even consider that a teacher. I mean, like a subject teacher.
He's too dumb to teach a subject. He's doing the pacer tests.
And those things are already automated. So what the fuck is he doing? Like, he would be because I was going to say, what is something that's like not like science, math, social studies, and writing?
I was the guidance counselor.
I was thinking like what the freak are they called? The cooking class. But then I don't Home ec! There we go. But I honestly don't think that would fit him that well either. I don't think that fits him as well. So PE teacher is probably the best that you're gonna get, guys. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And
not even a coach, just the PE teacher.
Just the PE teacher. Just the PE teacher. Just your regular 8 to 4 job. And go home. And eat your TV dinners. But yeah, I think Itachi would be a good one. Tenjin.
I can see Tenjin.
Yeah, I can see Tenjin being that one. Because I think he would be like one of those cool teachers. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, when you walk into his class and you like as like another teacher, you would see like, oh, they're not doing shit. They're not learning shit. But he's one of those teachers that's so cool that somehow his students' grades are skyrocketing. Mm-hmm. But every single time you see them, they're fooling around. They're like, it's like, what are you teaching them? It doesn't look like you're doing anything. But it's like, oh, just wait until the end of the year. They're going to know everything.
We got the highest test score.
Yeah, they don't even know that they're learning right now and they're fucking learning. That's the kind of teacher that he is.
He's like a Montessori teacher.
Yes, exactly. Like, you look at his room and there's no desks. It's all bean bags and mats and whatnot, and it's just all colorful.
His 3 wives are there helping.
Yeah. Best teacher. He got 3 tutors, bro. He got 3 fucking tutors. I think he would be a cool home ec teacher, though.
That I could see.
Or art teacher. He'd be like body art because he got the little fucking
flamboyance.
things. Yes.
Not flamboyant enough.
Yeah.
Do it again.
He would be making people make a 8-foot sculpture of me and my 3 wives.
Yes.
And my 3 wives. Okay? All out of marble. Not even clay. Marble. But sir, nobody's been doing that for years. I don't give a crap. My students are going to be doing that. Y'all are going to be the next savants, okay? Like,
literally. I can see it. Definitely an art teacher.
I loved it.
And it makes sense because when you go into an art class, it always is like they're doing nothing. So that makes more sense. He's definitely the art teacher.
Yeah. And just the way he also looks. Like, he looks like art teachers dress kind of like out there, and like normal teachers are wearing like slacks and button down ugly ass shirts and stuff like that, and he's over there got paint all on his face, white hair, little fucking jeweled headband, all like just all out. If I was an art teacher, that's exactly the type of shit I would wear.
Right.
I would actually dress probably as Tenjin, because I'm pretty sure a lot of kids in high school know who that is. See, I'd be that. I'm Tenjin.
What would Itachi teach?
Math.
Really?
I've never seen that man do math in my life, but there's just something like
Itachi's a genius.
I think it's big.
So he could.
I was gonna say. He knows
all the angles to throw the shuriken and the speed of which the wind is
Pythagorean theorem.
traveling.
Pythagorean theorem. If I throw this shuriken at 80 miles per hour
at your head, how fast must you move to get out of its way?
How far into your skull will it go? If I'm 50 feet away and it's going 80 miles per hour, how fast?
Either that,
it'll go through
or
your
I
head.
can see him teaching psychology.
Okay, and he'd be like, "Here is my protege," and it'd be Sasuke. Here is my experiment that I've done for 8 years.
I study him. What's wrong with this patient? Where did his trauma stem from?
Is it me? Or when I kill our family? Now we're bringing it back. Now we're bringing it back to the show. Yo, that would be... Honestly, I'd love the class.
I would be in that class.
I'd be in that class. I'd be like, I'm so sorry for your loss, Sasuke. He was like, I was keeping him in my basement for so long. But I felt like you guys were going to understand and comprehend him. All my other class aren't going to do that. So after this class, he's going to go back to my dungeon. No other classes.
Couldn't bring him to the math class, but I figured he was a perfect addition to the psych class.
Yep. They're not going to learn Pythagorean theorem and the right angles with him. Unless the right angles in his brain. So yeah, math. I also said math because I think, I'm not a math person, and maybe this is different because you like math, I don't. I see, I don't like math teachers, so I see them as the devil. But he's not the devil, so it's weird.
Itachi, I definitely could see him being a math teacher, because he's definitely one of those people who would judge his stupid students and not really help them that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't see the people
and
actually
that's
struggling
what a
in
math. That's literally what a math teacher does. How do you not understand?
Most math teachers. I can see that. Most. Someone who's struggling in the class is not going to be like, "Oh, let me ask Professor Itachi for help," while he's looking at them like this.
He already knows that you're going to ask him for help before you do, and he's just going to evade you at all costs. Literally,
he'll probably make fun of you.
Yes,
he'd be like,
in front of the class,
"Run with your pathetic life. You don't know math. Go learn reading."
Right.
Can you read?
Go to Guy Sensei's class. And just do PE all day.
Clearly you aren't capable
that is literally
of math. Literally. He'd be condescending to everybody in the class.
He'd be like, but I taught this for 5 minutes. You should already know. How do you not know how to do all of this? How do you know how to do calculus? I taught you in 5 minutes. You should know it.
This was all of calculus.
All of literally, right. Calculus 1, 2, AP, all of it. Honors. I taught you it in 5 minutes. You should know how to do it. What the fuck's wrong with you?
And you haven't caught on? Get out of my class.
Yeah, you haven't caught on.
Get out. Kakashi is across the hall.
You're right. And Guy is in the gym. Go over there.
You know what? Specifically, Itachi's an AP teacher. Yeah. He can't deal with the dumb kids.
No, he can't. I would never be in his class then. I'd be watching from the window at Nia. He's so fine. He's so fine. Why do you have to find teachers? That would be me. Outside. Because my ass was not in any of those.
Get me in trouble. Get the fuck out.
I'm gonna get killed.
He's gonna kick me out to concussion class.
No, he did. You're gonna get me in trouble. And students, that is how far the shuriken will go in your skull.
Speak while I'm talking again, and you'll find out.
I was a little off. I was going 95 instead of 80, and I was only 5 feet away from her. But that's how far it goes into your skull. Do the math. That would be him. Yes,
that would be
perfect.
Okay, bad teachers.
Okay, bad teachers. You go.
Oh wait, I had one more person on my good teacher list.
Go.
Ervin.
Okay.
Your face. Think about it. Aaron or Armin would not be who they are today without Ervin.
Okay.
He instilled that psychoticness in their head.
I feel like Aaron would have still became crazy.
He would have, but
Armin is his little protege.
That's true. But Aaron, he literally, Aaron had all these crazy thoughts in his head already, right?
Right.
And it's like Ervin watered them. He was like, you know what I mean?
He literally put a shock bolt to it, and then it got worse.
Literally. It's like he saw him as a little psychopath, and he's like, you're going to be my protege.
I wonder if the rumbling definitely would not have happened as soon as it did, probably, if it wasn't for him.
If it wasn't for Ervin.
It would have happened. It just probably wouldn't have happened in the time that it did.
If Aaron would have joined and Levi was ahead of him from the jump,
mm-hmm.
I feel like he would have ended up a lot differently than when he was actually following under Ervin,
mm-hmm.
and taking all of his advice and
mm-hmm.
How he was always talking about the other side and for humanity and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So we were already talking about how Aaron would be a philosophy teacher. So
mm-hmm.
the way that Ervin's philosophy was totally influenced
Aaron would have been Aaron would have said in his class, he's like, I got it, on the syllabus, he was like, I got into this because of my college professor 3 years ago, or however many years ago. Aaron.
And then he died, right? And so obviously when you have a teacher you look up to and they die, you are automatically taking upon yourself to just become them.
He's like, we used to go drink whiskey every Thursday afternoons, that type of close.
Yeah.
So he would be also a philosophy teacher? Because technically, he didn't have, Ervin doesn't have to be the same.
Ervin, I think, would be a history teacher.
Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't have to be the same as Aaron.
He would be a history teacher, but he'd be one of those history teachers that, actually tells you the truth about history. You know how teachers aren't actually allowed to do that?
Yeah, who did I say does that? Who did I say does that? Tingen, right?
No, he was the art teacher.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Who did I say was the radical teacher? I said somebody was the radical teacher.
Wasn't it Aaron?
Oh, yeah, it was
Aaron. Yeah, it was Aaron. But Aaron would be philosophy.
Right.
Ervin would be history. And
that's where the radicalness comes from.
Yeah, he'd just be telling you all the true things about history. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He would be like, yeah, so you think that it happened this way, but did you ever consider that it actually happened this way?
And hear all the facts. He's almost like a conspiracist.
Yes, he would be a conspiracy theorist.
But he's right with the conspiracies.
Yes.
They're not dumb conspiracies did Chick-fil-A have no C at one point and now it does have a C? Or the Berenstein Bears is an AI now instead of EI or some shit like that.
It would be some shit was the moon landing actually done in a Hollywood basement?
Right.
Those would be the topics in Ervin's class.
They would. They would.
Does outer space exist? Is the Earth flat?
Oh, God. I would not want Ervin to be that kind of person. The Earth is flat person.
I hope he doesn't go to the Earth
flat.
Yeah,
I don't need that.
He'd be talking about shit like that.
Because I liked everything that you said up until the Earth is flat part. I was like, no, Nia, please don't let him
I'm trying to think of other things. I didn't want to say, aliens built the pyramids.
Yeah.
I mean, the government did 9/11. That'd be something he talked about.
We are the aliens and everybody in Area 51 is an actual person. We're the aliens.
Different races came from the mixture of aliens.
Mm-hmm. There's gray ones, there's green ones, there's lizard ones.
Who knows?
And Justin Bieber is a lizard one. That type of shit.
The Queen. They're all reptilians.
Yes. Okay. Off topic.
The Illuminati. Is it real?
Yeah, now we're about to Scientology, all that shit.
And Aaron's just there eating all that shit up.
Yeah. He's like, yes. The rumbling is happening. The rumbling in my brain about all this shit.